Today, you're connected more than ever. Your friends, your family, your life. Having a partner that understands banking is what you do on your time, anywhere you like. It's about being connected. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning, Northeast Mississippi. This is Newsbreak for Thursday, October 13th. I'm Brad Locke. Thanks for joining us. We come to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. with updates on news, sports, and weather in Northeast Mississippi. You can find Newsbreak at djournal.com, our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, or on our app for Apple and Android devices. Let's get things started with a look at your Weather Underground forecast. For today, partly cloudy skies, a high of 83 degrees, a low of 61, 0% chance of rain. And looking at the 3-day outlook, Friday still calling for a chance of thunderstorms. That chance has gone up a little bit to 50%. Going to have a high of 80, a low of 60. Then Saturday partly cloudy, high of 86, low of 63, 0% chance of rain. And on Sunday, clear skies, a high of 87, a low of 64, and a 10% chance of rain. All right, let's take a look now at some of the top stories from your Daily Journal and djournal.com. A Lee County jail inmate continues to recuperate from an accident that cost him his lower leg, and no charges have been filed in the September wreck. Vincent Edwards was working on a county garbage truck on County Road 300 on the morning of September 6th when a car ran into the back of the stopped truck and trapped Edwards between the two vehicles. He lost his leg below the knee. The 24-year-old female driver was looking into the morning sun when the wreck happened at 8:15 a.m. Lee County Sheriff Jim Johnson said there is no indication that the driver intentionally hit Edwards, but anytime someone is injured or killed in a wreck, a sample of the driver's blood is taken. Tests usually take 6 weeks to 2 months to process. Johnson said Edwards is in good spirits and is looking at getting a prosthetic leg. Edwards is also trying to figure out how his medical bills will be paid. Johnson said the driver of the car is ultimately responsible for Edwards' injuries. Edwards has met with the county attorney and insurance carrier about filing a workers' compensation claim. Mississippi's poor are paying a greater percentage of taxes on their income than more affluent residents, according to information presented to legislative Democrats on Wednesday. The minority Democrats held hearings on Wednesday and heard from Jeannie Donovan, who's with the Jesuit Social Research Institute at Loyola University in New Orleans. She wrote a report that says the state's low and middle income earners paid about double the percentage of their income in taxes compared to higher income families. According to Donovan, Mississippians earning between $15 and $26 per hour pay 10.8% of their income in state and local taxes, while those earning more than $306 per hour pay just 5.3%. Donovan said the reason for that is the state's heavy reliance on the sales tax, which accounts for about 40% of the general fund revenue. She said sales taxes take a larger share of income from low and middle income people. The state's legislative leaders are currently holding meetings to study the state's taxing and budgeting process, and the Republicans have said they want to move away from taxing income and toward taxing consumption, such as the sales tax. 19 applicants are competing for a new job created by Tupelo Mayor Jason Shelton within his administration. The community outreach coordinator will be responsible for developing and working with outreach programs. The city ended the application period for the job last week. Chief Operations Officer Don Lewis said he and Shelton will review the applications and decide how many candidates to interview. Lewis hopes interviews can be conducted next week. In August, Shelton proposed the creation of the outreach coordinator position. The city council then agreed to fund it. The position was among a list of proposals made in response to a June 18th deadly shooting of a local man by a Tupelo police officer. Shelton estimated it will cost about $47,000 once benefits are included. And in sports, Will Kohlmeyer, a longtime sports broadcaster in the area, has been hired as the new athletic director at Blue Mountain College. The school introduced Kohlmeyer on Wednesday as the replacement for LaVon Driscoll, who stepped down to focus on his duties as Blue Mountain's women's basketball coach. This is Kohlmeyer's first AD job, but he said former Auburn coach Tommy Tuberville first planted the idea in his head of taking such a position. Kohlmeyer was interviewing Tuberville after a game a few years ago when the coach mentioned that being an AD might be a good career path for Kohlmeyer. Prior to this job, Kohlmeyer had been doing play-by-play for Ole Miss Athletics for their SEC Network Plus broadcast. He also spent 10 years at Itawamba Community College as Director of Public Relations, Marketing, and Sports Information. And of course, many people remember Kohlmeyer from his 18 years as sports director for local NBC affiliate WTVA. Kohlmeyer takes over a growing athletic program which has expanded from basketball only to include baseball, bowling, cross country, golf, and tennis. And that's it for Newsbreak today. We do want to remind you of a couple of podcasts we produce here at the Daily Journal. The Memo, all things Northeast Mississippi news and entertainment with myself and W. Derek Russell every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You can find that for free in iTunes, your podcast apps, or at memo.djournal.com. We had a new episode on Wednesday in which we spoke with Jenna Parsons about the food section, and also we spoke with Caleb Badillion about his series on the possibility of a police advisory board in Tupelo, and Dennis Sid updated us on the drought in the region. Also, you can find double coverage today, a new episode coming, Ole Miss and MSU Sports Talk with Parrish Alford and Logan Lowry. Look for that later today in iTunes, your podcast apps, or at doublecoverage.djournal.com. All the stories I talked about today you can find in your daily journal or at djournal.com. Follow us on Twitter at djournalnow and like our Facebook page as well. And that's it for today on Newsbreak. I'm Brad Locke. We'll see you next time.